Accompanied by Connor as always, or as recently I should say. We are going to be painting Remarks. Again, I am far less tired and much less pain thanks to a massage. And hopefully nobody will get face shots today. How much of this can you see on the camera?
It breaks off right where her hand is at the top.
Up here?
Yeah.
And then down to...
all the way down to right in the midway between the post-it note.
Like here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. This is for Justin. I'm going to situate myself while we are preparing. Let me put Justin's name on here. So what I did for Justin, and that is available, these are really nice, you know, and is available for others, is any of the black and whites that Tommy did. This is a giclée. I'm actually gonna, for 100, I actually will come in and add some color to it. So I'll probably color her, and then to kind of bring it all together, I'll kind of go in with the fog and paint the fog like that with the sound effects. This is the Succubus Queen from Dragon's Myth and Mayhem, and it was printed in Dragon's Myth and Mayhem in 2000.
It's also like, isn't like front cover, not front cover, inside cover.
I think it is. I don't know. You'd have to grab the book. I don't remember the book that well. Do I have the book around here? I think it's over there. Yeah, I think it's the inside front cover. I don't know. Probably. I know it's in there. That's all I know. So we'll be doing watercolors again today. I use watercolors a lot because that's what I'm used to using. And I don't have to think about it, and it's less for me to deal with. Anybody in there yet?
Nope, not yet.
Awesome.
Starting slow.
It's all good. Let's see what our succubus... What color is succubus? Is succubus a certain color? Let's look them up. I always feel like they should be like blue-skinned with red hair. Succubus. A female demon. There are all sorts of regular fleshy colored. That's pretty decent anatomy. Terrible anatomy. Flashy colored. More flesh colored. Pink. Purple, flesh colored. Purple, flesh colored. Flesh colored. Naked, flesh colored. Not flesh colored. Lavender. That's cool. Alright. Alright. There's got a lot of intricacies here. The necklace booby thing. It's a technical term. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just kind of go like this and just bring it all together with the smoky, foggy stuff. That's my technical term tonight. I got a massage earlier. So my arm isn't fucking screaming anymore, which is nice.
Connie Canada says finger guns. That's it.
I think that, maybe. Better job on washing the brushes, sir.
Because we didn't.
Because you didn't. Because I told you not to. Mostly because I forgot. To tell you the first time.
First joiner for me, an S Maynard 007 says, "Hey, hun, wanted to say hi."
Oh, it's that lady.
That lady.
That one. Ew.
Your
hey,
other
hun,
adopted
my
child.
other child. Hey, hun, just wanted to say hi. Well, she's not talking to me. She didn't give a shit about
I'm
me.
just openly saying it.
No, she's saying it to you.
Well, fine. I guess she just didn't give a shit to say hi to her mom.
No, she really didn't.
Does that mean you'll give her shit now in D&D?
I disowned her. She's been disowned. You've been disowned.
She said, I see how it is.
You should be here. You can drive on the highway now.
She said, hi, Mom.
Uh-huh. Hey, Vera. Can we see this okay?
Mm-hmm. You're good. Then we have a no flutter that says, hey, hey, hey.
Hey, Jen. You met Jen. That's Tommy's niece. Older niece. With the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Who does the not anime stuff. You know, does all the costume designs and stuff. This is actually the first time I'm actually painting on this kind of stuff. So I don't really know how it's going to work, but I'm just throwing down a color right now. Just a simple wash for flesh. It's not watercolor paper, so I'm not really sure how this is going to work out for us. But seems like it's okay.
Sierra said, back to work. Love you both.
She only said that because I pointed it out to her. She doesn't actually love me.
I love you too. That's how openly say it.
I tolerate your existence.
Oh, God. What a mom.
I'm like the best mom there is. What are you talking about?
You're my biggest regret. Because of you, I have stretch marks.
No, I don't. Your real mom handled that part. I'm going to just take
stretch marks of the brain because I have to deal with you so much.
Stretch marks of the brain. I take all the glory. Your real mom had the hard part. You're not my... And to which you're like, you're not my real mom! So, I'm not blonde, as many of you could probably see. Because my stylist thought it would be a great idea to get sick. Yeah, I know, right? So selfish. So now I can't get my hair done because she's sick with like a stomach flu thing or whatever. No, she actually texted me last night and was like, I feel like crap. And I'm like, oh man, but I'm going to present an award. And she's like, all right, I'll see how I feel in the morning.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, do you really want to be throwing so much hate towards the person that'll be touching your hair?
I'm just kidding. She shaves. The worst part is...
She shaves your entire head.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. Because the worst part is that she knows that I really wouldn't care. That's the worst part of it all. Because she's accidentally, like, when I was, you know, constantly blonde, she was trying a new color out, like a new type of toner to tone my hair. And it wasn't supposed to have any sort of, like, crazy color to it. It was just supposed to be platinum blonde. Just regular blonde. And for whatever reason... Well, I know the reason now, but it turned my hair teal. And she was freaking out. And I always jokingly was like, so did you turn my hair green? Because I can't see it. And she just looked at me, she's like, shut up. And I was like, you did? No way. She's like, shut up. I got to get it out of your hair or your hair's really going to be more green than I want it to be. It cracked me up. She was more upset than I was.
I mean, it could be worse. Like you could hear her grab a bottle, squirt something, start rubbing into your head, and she's like, oh, God, I grabbed the nair.
That's all right. I wouldn't care. I've always wanted to shave my head anyway, so... It would just be an excuse to, like, do it. You know, like, oh, that sucks.
Look, I'm Professor X.
I could be Professor X. I have a nice shaped head.
Connie Canada said, how dare.
I know, right? So selfish and inconsiderate. Like, oh, I'm gonna get sick. She's probably at home watching the stream like, you ass, Sam. No, she felt really bad because she knew that because I was presenting the award, that I really wanted it done. And she's like, I feel like shit. And I'm like, all right. Whatever.
Jen said, I had a strange dream about Tommy last night.
Oh, yeah? Did he, did he say that he was faking it?
Well, what she added was, he apparently stopped by to say hello and to check out his fabulous hair.
His fabulous hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's funny. That's pretty funny, actually.
And then Poodle Mama says, hi there.
Hello.
And then Cotton Canada said, join the Shaved Hair Club, Sammy.
I did.
Yeah.
I got this much hair. I can't. That's all I got.
And then Jen said, I told you it was weird.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Orlando, which is one of Tommy's other former students, he had a dream that Tommy and I were running a dating game show, and that I was the MC, and Tommy was my partner in crime. And it started out, and Tommy, at one point, before everybody was introduced, I introduced Tommy, and he comes out, and he's in his painting overalls, which are hanging behind you, with, and you guys have seen them, the white overalls that basically can stand up on their own with all the paint. And his hair was down, and he was wearing one of his flat caps, and he was like, I know something about love, and he did this, weird little dance. So for months, Orlando was just all he would say is, I know something about love. And he had this little dance. I don't really know what it was. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But Orlando did it. And it just cracked me up. It was just friggin' hilarious. It was just hilarious.
Purple Mom says, hi, Sammy. I'm in and out, having technical difficulties here in Wisconsin. I think it's the operator.
It's possible. It was the operator last night for my airbrush. But I'm on for a while, so don't you worry.
And then Jen added, and it's even funnier that we're talking about hair.
Yeah, right? It cracks me up. Yeah, you're the 5th or 6th person that's had a weird dream about Tommy like that. It cracks me up. I think they're great. I love when people are yeah, so I had this dream that Tommy was in the house and he was faking it. He was faking being dead. And I was like, well, you know what? If he was faking it, he should come back, because I'd really like him to do his commissions, because I don't want to do them. Look at him. Well, I can't. I might be doing that one. I'm doing that. I gotta do that one. I may be doing Ursula. I'm not doing the Odin. And I don't know about this one here. I think he did that already, but I have to check. I love my husband's lack of spelling. Joker spelled Jocker. Baseball something. Baseball play twist dart. Dark. Spelled Odin right. Couldn't spell magician to save his life. With crows. He spelled Ursula, E-A-R. Ursula. I'm not kidding. Ursula.
You have to do a seance and be like, Tommy, please tell me what in the world
this
says.
After years of editing him and reading his handwriting, I know exactly what all of this says. Baseball player twist dark, Joker Harley engagement, Black Canary, Odin, Gandalf, something. That was scribbled out. Travel magician with crows, Ursula, Pirate Boat Batman Maleficent, spelled Mlephsant. King Kong versus Godzilla, all of that was spelled properly. Nephilim cover, and then that was the price. Yeah. You look at any of his journals, I can just read it like it's my own handwriting. And the worst part is that not even the worst part, the best part is that I read his misspellings correctly. Like, I know what he was trying to say, because he misspells easy words, and difficult words are spelled properly. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, gate, he would spell like Gaete, but automatopoeia would be spelled perfectly. I was like, I don't know. That's Tommy. Tommy never made much sense. And by that, I mean, he made sense, but maybe more to himself than anything else. So how's everybody out there in TV land?
Purple Mom asks, did Tommy have an individual Ursula?
Yes. It was he had a Disney Ursula, which was very much painted, like a close up of her, like a face, a lot like his Maleficent's. And then he had one that was me as Ursula, that is actually unfinished. And it's a big oil painting that I don't know if I will ever finish. And belongs to someone already, actually. But yeah.
She also added, I have the Wee Witches 3.
Yeah, that's the Ursula. I don't think he ever did another one outside of that, except for the one that's painted like me. That I modeled for.
And then Connie Canada says, doing good in Canada. Been a while since I've been in the stream with you.
Yeah, it has. You have that shitty thing called a job. You don't need those. Become an artist. I'm actually liking this, doing that extra purpley fleshy toned within the flesh tone over it. Mm-hmm. Makes it look good. Not really sure why like this glowy smoke would have a shadow, but that's what he drew.
It's heavy smoke.
Yeah. She's got good abs, though. It's funny, I have the body type that he drew all the time. Except her legs are a lot longer than mine. My knees would be like here. Connor's like, I'm not answering that. I'm not touching that. I saw that face. I see everything. So yeah, I got a massage, and I took the day off. And by the day, I mean the actual, like, daytime off. So that I could rest my arm, because it was still hurting this morning. And I wrote instead on my story. Connor actually was having a lot of fun helping me out earlier, developing a new character and working that character into my ninja book. And actually, I'm going to be designing a lot of the characters on stream, too. Which I think will be a lot of fun.
So I have to do like a side-by-side of the character we did today, and then Bushi.
Oh, yeah, right? I was thinking of making him like... So I decided to add a deaf samurai as one of the characters, new characters in the book, that replaces another character after character A sacrifices himself in the name of good-ish. But anyway, so I had this not a funny idea, but I had this idea to make a deaf samurai, and incorporate that kind of character into the story. And I was giving Connor like I wouldn't say it was a lesson, but a lesson on thought process and giving him an example on, you know, how you should think your thoughts through to flesh out a character, and he was helping me out with it. I think he learned a lot, and I completely forgot where I was going with that. Oh, so what I was saying was, I think I should make him like short, like 5'6".
Like the badass character, but he's like the Wolverine of this universe.
Yeah.
The really short one, but he gets the job done.
Right.
Well, I mean, that'd be funny seeing him next to Bushi. This 7-foot tall mountain of a man.
Yes, yes. So one of the main characters is like, his name's Bushi. He's the leader of one of the clans, and he's like 7 foot tall. He's a mountain, and it's just funny to have, because they're very similar personalities. You know, very quiet, not quiet, but very I don't want to use that one. Very stoic. You know, and obviously the deaf one doesn't actually speak that much. He can speak, but he chooses his opportunities. Yeah, we're getting red. So
Connie Canada said on the last note of when you said become an artist, they added waiting for the day that art gets me paid, and added little sobs after that. Mm. And then on the topic we're on now, she said in quotes, said short 5'6". How is that short?
For a man, that's short. Mm-hmm. Although, you know, if you're Japanese, it's actually kind of average.
And then KL Siddig, my mom, of course, added,
"Hi, Mom.
I would be a giant if I were 5'6", which I can stand behind and say that would be very true, because she's a little over 4 foot."
Your mom?
My mom is very short.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember meeting her and going, "Oh, you're abnormally short."
And then Connie Canada added, "Same here." So, I guess as you added, 5'6" for a guy would be
little over 4 foot.
She's not. I mean, like.
Or she like my mom's size, like 4'11".
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't think she was short, because my mom is 4'11", and I'm only 5'2", so there you go.
Okay, so my mom added, after saying hi, said, "The hell you say, boy? I'm all of 5 feet tall."
Oh, so she's 2 inches shorter than me. You have no concept of size.
Well, I mean, when you look...
He is a man, after all.
When I walk around, I just look down to my mom.
It's 9 inches. Yes. I did just refer to that. No, my mom's 4'11". So that's why I didn't think she was short. Because, I mean, I'm short, but... most people think I'm a lot taller than I am. I think it's because of my personality. Because I told somebody I was like 5... that I was 5'4". And they're like, "You're fully 5'4"? And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Wow, I thought you were taller than that." And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, you seem a lot taller." I'm like, "So because I'm loud and obnoxious, that makes me tall?" All right, I'll take the benefits of that. I'm not complaining. I like being short. I fit everywhere. You know, my knees aren't going to be in my throat when I'm on the plane next week to Canada. Yes, I call it Canada. Because it's funny. Mean what?
Canada just sounds a lot more enjoyable to say. Makes it sound like the
teasing.
Magical land of Canada.
Yeah, I was teasing one of the other artists. He's all super, like, patriotic with his, you know, Canadianness. And I said something like he, like, joined the military or something, you know, like, just like a reserve. And I was like, "Oh, it has a reserve?" I was like, "Canada's hat has an army?" It was very funny. Or I mean, America's hat has an army?
Yeah, they just throw a hockey puck in the middle of a battle.
It's like, do you guys use airsoft guns?
Just exclusively hockey sticks. Sharpened with...
It's terrible. We're assholes. He didn't like that. I thought it was hilarious. It's like, well...
Like, what do you mean? You guys are warriors. On ice. Going after a puck.
We totally took part in World War II. A little bit. One battle. Sorta.
I need to wrap up a few missed
Oh, go
comments. My mom added, true, big feet, big head. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Good classification there.
And then Connie Canada said, sits here in all of my 410 glory.
Hey, whatever works.
And then added, and we can wear those 3-inch heels proudly.
That's right. Tommy and I were hobbits. It was great. We fit perfectly. I had tall boyfriends before. The stripper that I dated was like 6'something. 6'2".
Connie Canada added, excuse, we ride our polar bears into battle.
If you guys actually rode polar bears into battle, that would be just super fucking epic. But you don't. I mean, the A's and the O's and the, yeah, you know, right? A for sure, huh? Ugh. That gets me. My favorite part is going up there and people are like, oh, yeah, you know, you got an accent, eh? And I'm like, yeah, I got the accent.
You make sure you enunciate every word. Yes, I have the accent.
I was like, yeah, I'm the one with the accent.
And then the guest of tonight, Justin, just added, I'm here. So,
oh, it's about effing time. I'm painting your girl. Does the gentleman prefer blonde, brunette, or redhead? Or is it Sammy choice? It's interesting painting something that Tommy drew a couple of years ago versus almost 20 years ago. Because his skill level increased, obviously. Like, much more. Mm. So, like, the way the hands are all just kind of like, And had he drawn this later in life, it would have been very different. Like, the hands would have been like,
Justin said Sammy's choice. So.
Of course it's Sammy's choice. It's because I know best. Next to Tommy. And then even then, he'd be like, so honey, what color do you think I should make the hair? Tell me this is what I think it is. It is. I love you, husband.
What is it? Is it a Magnum for a little gun?
No, yeah, it is, actually. And it was in the Conti crayon.
That explains a lot of where stuff gets put in this house.
Now you know why, like, we found such random shit in weird places? Because he's like, oh, I don't want to lose it. It goes in that bag. Like, why would you put a little toy magazine for an AK, a banana clip, in the Conti crayon when you've got the box right there? Here.
I think he assumes as long as it's in the same area, it's okay.
I don't ask.
And then I think it just comes down to as long as it's in the house, it's okay.
It's here somewhere. Sam will find it. What'd you do with it? I don't know. What did you do with it? I still do that. I'm still like, honey, where did you put this? I still can't find it.
I put it where it goes. And it's like, well, where is that?
I don't know where that is. Yeah, I love my husband, even beyond the grave. He infuriates me like nobody's other, but I'm waiting for the one time where I'm like angry and I say something like not obviously expecting him to answer, and then he's like, it's over there. And I'll just laugh, cry, and throw up all at the same time. You know? I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that last part was a fart and not a throw up, but you take what you get. I do like my husband's subliminal sexualness going on here. Did you catch that? Did anybody catch the subliminal sex going on? And by subliminal, I mean as long as you just kind of look at it and realize what it is. Connor? Did you catch it?
I don't want to give it away.
Did you catch it, though?
I think I know what it is.
We'll give them a couple seconds and then we'll figure it out. My favorite part of Tommy's stuff is either finding the subliminal sex, the subliminal blowjob, subliminal hand job, or the and by subliminal I mean just hidden, or the finding the penis in the Cthulhu. You know, find the Batman hard on, because he always drew Batman with like a hard on, and some of them are actually really subliminal,
like a very weird bulge that just shouldn't be there.
Like on the Cthulhu Batman.
Yeah.
The last thing he painted, it was the Cthulhu Batman that's in there, and he had a tentacle coming out of the thigh, and it was just a giant. It's like a giant tentacle hard on. He would do that all the time. There's the one with the big ink splotch between his legs that looks like a giant penis. I won't use the nasty term of it. I was going to say cock. Well, I just said it, so what does it matter now, right? I'm sorry, honey. I'm not very good at censoring myself. You need to put, like, NC-17 on this one. I mean, chicken. It was a chicken.
If we had to put NC-17, it's pretty much all of them. What happened last night?
Yeah.
As you said it, almost all of them are not safe for work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're not. Very much no.
See, now it's just, instead of, like, I'll just let you
just ramble
just
on.
go on, and then I have to be on point, and whenever I feel like a curse word's coming on, I just have to yell, bleep, real loud.
I don't know that you could get that loud. You gotta, like, use a megaphone to go over me.
In the name of saving children's ears.
They gotta learn sometime. So, did anybody figure out the subliminal sexy? Anybody say
anything? No one said anything yet.
Do you know where it is?
Is it right there at the leg?
The tentacle?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, man, that's some interesting placement.
She's happy about it. What's the matter? Alright, I think gentlemen prefer redheads tonight. What?
My mom added that she saw it. So
I'm sure she did.
That's where I guess I got it from.
Yeah, you're a pervert because of your mother. Moms are always perverts. Look at my mom. You think she's nice and sweet and little Italian lady, and then you play Cards Against Humanity and you get the card.
You get ethnic cleansing.
We played Cards Against Humanity for my birthday. I had like 15 people playing, and we was at my mom and dad's house because I had no electricity for the hurricane. And I'm sure my mom is gonna absolutely love the fact that I'm sharing this story. But one of the cards was what was it? Wow, this color changed a whole lot when I thinned it out. Wow, look at that. What is it? This is the church, this is the steeple, open the doors, and there's blank.
Yeah.
Is the card, you know, but obviously that's what it's from. And somebody put down, I think I put pile of corpses or something like that. Someone else put the body of a 46-year-old man, which is hilarious. Because Tommy was 46, and that's why it's funny. You know, and he's dead. There you go. And then somebody else played the card of a team of naked college football players with raging hard-ons running toward you. And my mom said, ooh, that card. I want that card. Let's take that card. And my dad just looks at her like, and he just shakes his head laughing. And I was like, come on, Dad. You knew she was a pervert. I'm like, that's why you married her. Duh.
My mom added, I always win at Cards Against Humanity. Raunchier, the better. Which, or unless there was that one time to where someone played the card Bees.
Bees?
bees, and that broke. Whoever had the cards their turn.
Yeah, bees always won. Well, okay, so the first time we played was 4th of July. The first time okay, well, let's rewind this. So I always wanted to get it, and I always wanted to play it, but, you know, because Tommy was ill, it just never happened. So I ended up buying it, or somebody bought it for me to play after Tommy passed. Because I always had a house full of people, and I'm a terrible person. So, the first time I played it with Primo. You guys know Primo from the stream. And then, actually, I played it with Haley, who I believe at one point definitely was Tommy's ex-girlfriend, but I think at some point was his ex-fiance or something like that, way before me. But she was there, and we played, and that was funny. And my card was blank turns me on. And Wayne, a Primo, played hospice care. And this was 2 days after Tommy's funeral. And I laughed so hard I cried. It was just hilarious. And it was great. And then we played 4th of July. And I made my parents play. Which, you know, they're older. They're, my mom is mid-60s. My mom and dad are both mid-60s. And I just like giving them extremely awkward things to happen. You know, that makes me laugh. So I told everybody we're playing Cards Against Humanity, and they said, okay, great. And again, my mom, quote unquote, is a cute little Italian lady, you know, who's sweet and innocent. And she said, her card was, I'm going on a cleanse this month. And all I'm going to have is kale juice, and blank. So you would do what I did. And I immediately, unthinkably, put down brown people. And that was the first card she had in her hand. So she had the black card, and she had the white card facing her. And she's reading the black card, and she says, I'm going on and she glanced down and saw brown people. And then said, ethnic cleanse. And then I burst out laughing. Oh my gosh, I did. And then my dad had a card that was Viagra, and he thought it said vagina. And he's like, I do like vagina. And we're like, Dad, that says Viagra. Yeah. And then I got the bigger, blacker box and all the different expansions. So I put a card in there, Grace's Ethnic Cleansing, because my mom's name is Grace, and you do what I did. And then Ghost Tommy was another card that I put in there. But oddly enough, we didn't get Ghost Tommy. Yep. But it was like the only thing that like would make me laugh after the funeral. So I was like, alright, the more effed up it is, the better. I don't know why I censored that F, but whatever. I'm not really sure why that one piece of hair looks like that, but it does. Okay, this is supposed to be orange, and it's really just not. It's like this weird pinky color when you really thin it out long. And by long, I mean thin. Like, so you use it longer.
It is coming out more like a Ariel red, like her hair.
Yeah, it's bright orange right here. I don't know. What color is it? Vermilion. Look at. So this is the pot it's coming from. I don't know. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, you can see it.
So you see how it's all orange? And then when you thin it, that's what it looks like. Weird. Not the color I anticipated, but that's okay. We do what we gotta do. Let's see. Color choices. Can you see this okay? Her head?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. It blocks out here, right?
Yeah, right above her, like right above her hand.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, cool. Let's take some of This. Again, I'm using the Holbein because I can get more pigment with less water. Because this is the giclée. This is the regular giclée paper. Too much water is going to cause it to buckle a lot, and I don't want it to buckle too much while I'm trying to work on it. So I'm using the more pigmented watercolors, so I don't actually have to use a lot of water and a lot of fluid. Anyone talking?
No.
I guess everybody's laughing from my...
I was going to add, before we got very far off topic, when we were talking about the height thing.
Oh, my characters?
Or we were just talking about...
height of people?
Height in general.
Yes.
I was going to add that when we were playing D&D, and I picked the halfling, I actually picked the halfling simply because the first time we played, I was an elf. And
so you were really
I walked into a door, and your dad said I got a concussion, and that
Oh.
affected the rest of the game of me playing.
So you got the shortest character.
One.
So now you're just affected on every level.
Yeah.
With everything. Funny. Yeah, we're going to be playing again on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Are you thinking about your character?
Yeah. I was hoping whenever I got a free hour to sit down and really think about what the backstory is for my character.
Sure.
So your dad can incorporate it into the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and it can evolve as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't need to be major. You can just be like, I'm from here, and I think this is what happens. And then as we get closer, it can get put in more.
Mm-hmm. I was telling Sierra earlier that I loved her decisions she was making. Right off the get-go, it's like, what do? I'm gonna go have myself a roast and an ale.
Right.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go rob someone and just
What are you
take all
gonna
their
do?
stuff.
I know. The hard part for me is that I've played that
You played
area...
Bartletts Treasure with that area so much.
I've played that area so many times that I... Like...
Because you were like, I'm gonna go to tent number 18.
Yeah, like, I knew exactly. I'm like, number 8, Thieves Guild. Let's go say hi to Grandpa. Because he always puts him there. Always. So I'm like, alright, let's go. But because I've played that story so many times, like, it's hard for me to play.
Without being... Like
because I know where everything is, and it's hard for me to do something new.
Yeah.
You know? How are we liking that color with the orange weaved in? Does that look...
It really makes it look like it's more of the genuine redhead.
Yeah, that was the thing.
But I love that your dad really got into those characters.
He does.
My
he
favorite
does the voices and the faces.
My favorite one was the wizard's assistant.
Oh yeah,
the little golem.
The golem
mixed with Igor.
Renfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. My dad has been DMing since I was like 4 or 5, and he gets into the characters. So he makes this like scrunchy face, and he's like, "Hello, pretty lady." Oh, it was hilarious. And he has like mannerisms, and it's just great. It's just great.
Connie Canada said, "Man, I need to pester my D&D group."
Yeah. We tried playing D&D like I said, when we were home more, but Tommy started getting ill, and you know, it just at one point wasn't feasible. But you know, Tommy at one point, because we would always talk about it, and he always thought it was kind of stupid, but he just never played with the right type of like the right people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he always played with the what I call rule whores. You know, where they have the book out, and they're like, well, you know, on page 52, it says that elves have to roll a this. You know, you can't do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it wasn't fun, and it was mostly an argument, and it was, you know, that was also where, like, the DMs would, like, try to kill your characters, and that's not fun.
Yeah, because I liked how, like, your dad really put it. It's just like, he's built this world, so why would he try stopping you from
Yeah, I mean,
exploring every crack of it.
That's right. But if you do something stupid,
but yeah,
your consequences are your consequences.
Because I know you told us a story of how like there was one character that continuously, he was a wizard, I think, and he continuously, every time he got gold, he would keep it from the rest of the guild or the group.
Mm-hmm.
And he just he just openly gave that one guy the most crap to deal with.
Yeah.
To where it just broke that character pretty much.
Yeah. Well, gold is heavy. Gold is heavy. What do you think, Justin? You liking it? Sexy redhead? There you go. I'm gonna kind of work some more color into this so it doesn't look so... ¿Dónde está? Somebody texted me. Mom Wilson. I got all your messages. Beautiful sunset, or sunrise. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise. Ooh, that's a pretty tree. Ooh, look at that. That's a really zoomed in tree. That's beautiful. All right. What color shall we make her wings? Decisions. Let's do... I never use this color. What color is this? Cobalt Blue. That is now the color in which we will be using. Anyone? No?
Purple Mom, I think when I got cut short, said, you just got those? I sent them this afternoon. And then just said, Tommy is.
Oh, yeah, she might have hit enter. Yeah, I just got him a little while ago, actually. I'm gonna see how this looks with this blue.
Alright, she said, Tommy's painting everywhere in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful time this year.
It is. You love the colors of fall. Oh, that actually worked out pretty well. Look at that. Does that look... Can you see the blue on the screen? Or does it just look more like...
It just looks like it got darker. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Yeah, I was using some Cobalt Blue on the veininess. So... Can you see the blue at all?
Yeah, it's on there. It's just very faint.
Yeah, it's not a big, strong blue. Yeah, the hard part is that there's a lot of white in this. Like, the base of it is white to make it more opaque. So when it dries, it's kind of foggy black. So the trick of it is that you got to kind of work it. And again, I'm using a soft brush because I'm dealing with pigment and I don't want to scrub into it too much. And I'm being as light-handed as possible. Because I just want to add some touches of color to this. You see how it's fogging out compared to this?
Yeah.
Right here? So we'll fix that in a second. What am I seeing? Oh, the reflection. La, la, la. So if I'm making the veinies on her wings blue, what color do you think I should make the outside? Connor?
Are you trying to keep it with your color scheme, or just?
Well, logistically, if you have, you know, blue veins, what do you think the skin tone would be underneath, outside of that?
Pinkish. Like more of a pinkish tone to go with, like.
I would go with blue. I would make it like a darker blue. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if these are like veins and skin and stuff, or you know, it complements her hair, so it makes her hair stand out. Or if I wanted to tie it all together, I'd do it like a bluey purple. How you liking it, Justin? If you say you don't like it, too bad, you're still getting it. He's like, that sucks, Sam. No?
Nothing yet.
No, I know. I
demand you start over.
Is that what he said?
No.
Oh, I was like, yeah, it sounds like something Justin would say, jokingly, and then be like, I'm afraid of you, Sam. I'm just kidding.
Gets the poster tube in the mail, opens it. It's just nothing but ash.
There you go, man.
There's your print.
There's your shit.
And like a roll of tape is in there. You just rip it up and leave a roll of tape, and it's like, there's your print.
It's the little like Scotch tape. Rip up the print, put a couple rolls of Scotch tape. Good luck, mother effer.
I just didn't know how to get it in there without creasing it.
Some assembly required.
I did want to roll it up.
Some assembly required.
He added, yeah, you need to start over. It's JK, it looks good.
Yes, I know it looks. Yes, I know it looks good. That's the inner Tommy coming out of me. I mean, yes, I know you're joking. You wouldn't think it would take so much time to cover these stupid white lines, did you? Blacky, bluey, purple. I don't even know what color that is, but I'm mixing it in. That's what color we're going with. Can they see that? Barely?
Yeah, barely. It's showing up.
Too fucking short. Oh, wrong side. There we go. Good?
Yep, you're good.
What do we think, kids? Like this color? Makes her hair stand out.
Mm-hmm. Is it the purplish blue?
Yeah, I mixed My favorite violet, dioxazine violet. And this other random blue, which is Prussian blue and Cobalt Blue. And I got that. And then I watered it down a bunch, and we carried on. Has anybody watched Stranger Things season 2?
I don't think it comes out yet.
It should be out already.
I thought it was Halloween.
Is it on Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was out already. I'm behind.
Did you ever finish season 1?
Yeah. Yeah, I finished season 1. Everybody wants to know what happened to the fat chick that was left in the other world. What?
I mean, just the interesting way to put it.
What do you mean?
Fat chick.
She was. She kind of was the only fatty. Well, how would you have preferred me to put it?
Her name?
I don't remember her name. Barb?
Yeah.
Oh, turn off the... That's your phone. We're contacting aliens. Don't do that. Right, turn off the... Hold on, I got it.
Right there?
Okay. There you go. Sorry, we were contacting aliens circa Independence Day. Because that's the sound from Independence Day. Is that funny?
Doing some... After just talking about Stranger Things, it's a good...
Good segue?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Oh, that felt good. Did you hear that?
Crack.
Snapple, crackle, pop? That's my neck. That was thanks to the massage earlier today. Luckily, my arm is not screaming anymore. It also helped that I didn't draw pretty much all day today, except for right now. I'm painting much faster, right?
Well, we're coming up on an hour.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, I'm still painting faster. I wasn't even like I'm almost done with this. I wasn't even like halfway done with the other one.
That'd be so fast. You just look at it and it's done.
That was Tommy. I'll get there one day. I know how to get that fast. I just need to get that fast.
Or someone comes up and says, "Hey, can I get a remark on this?" And you're like, "Yeah, no problem." Oh, okay, cool. Can I get what? It's already done. And they just look down to their print and it's already finished.
Tommy was really fast. He would knock out, like when he was healthy, he'd knock out remarks in like 15-20 minutes. He was ridiculous. He really was. I'll get there one day. I shall be too as ridiculous. He's got all this like weird texture going on this wing, so I just thought I'd add a little extra color in there. Let it do its thing. Take this.
Zethno says, "Hey, that looks really badass."
Thanks, Zethno. Welcome back. Long time no see. Excess color.
Them knots.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. It's alright. These brushes tangle super easy. Just like Tommy's hair. The hard part is when you're painting with them, like if they get a little rounded knot, because the hair tangles, and you paint, it'll make a weird mark. That's why a lot of people don't actually use super soft haired brushes like this a lot, because it's kind of a pain in the ass. But that's okay. I'll be better than everybody else and paint with them. There we go. Shit. Alright, what's next? Na na na. Makeup. It's purple eyeshadow. Connor, what's the first rule of drawing a lady?
Make sure she has makeup.
That's right. Always draw the ladies with the makeups. Why do we make the ladies wear the makeups?
Because it makes them look more sexy.
That's right. What's the first?
I mean, it sells.
Sex sells. Yeah, I just use one of my eyebrow pencil lash brushes to comb the knots out of my brush. And what's the first rule of making how you can tell you're a successful lady / man? Did you ever get that far with Tommy?
Nope.
Oh. It is, if you want to make sure that you drew a hot girl after you're done drawing her, if you want to have sex with her, that's how you know. Which kind of made Tommy a little gay, because he drew a lot of really hot dudes. He did.
Well, if it worked.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did. And the ones that bought all the super hot dudes, men.
Man, that's a really cool looking Batman, as they lick their lips.
So, I'll tell you this story. I'm not going to show you the piece because, God forbid, you're the one that owns it. But, Tommy was drawing a Batman fighting Cthulhu. It's a tight close-up. I'll describe it, but there were a couple. But the one that I'm speaking of is a tight close-up. It's just pretty much like mid-bust of Batman, and he's clutching one of Cthulhu's tentacles, and it's basically like you're flat with him, like Batman, like you're eyeballing him even, and his head is being smashed into the ground. He's grimacing real hard. He's got one arm clutched there, the other one's clutched forward, and one of Cthulhu's eyes is right behind him, like right there, and you see the tentacles and everything. So it's clear like he just got smashed into the ground. And I'm watching Tommy. I think I told you this.
I already feel like I know where it's going.
I look at it with with Tommy after Tommy's painting it, or as he's drawing it, and I'm like, that's really kind of sexy. And he goes, "Yeah, you like it?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm processing it, and he's like, and he's kind of smirking at me, and I was like, "Why is that so sexy?" And he goes, "Cthulhu's fucking Batman up the ass." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." And then he put it out, and he's like, "A guy's gonna buy it." Sure enough, a military guy bought it. Yup. My husband wielded psychology like a fucking mace. It's crazy. Made me laugh all the time. But that's what he used. He liked using the psychology and people's subconscious against them, to buy things that they yearn to be or have or whatever. So it was very interesting to see him utilize it that way. I'll let that all dry so I can go back in. I'm just using some of the gold on some of this stuff here. Just create a shimmer. Can't really see it because it's just a wash, because the actual gold paint is super thick. Super thick. And very opaque. So if I started painting with it like this, it'll kind of just disappear. So the line work and everything, and I'm not redrawing this completely. So I'm just kind of coming in with some stuff, and then I'll come back in and detail it. Yep. It's where the naked Wolverines came from, too. Every San Diego, he would draw a naked Wolverine after the first one, because I really wanted to keep the naked Wolverine, because I really liked it. Everybody asked me what's my favorite of Tommy's drawings and paintings and stuff like that. And my favorite, because Tommy was just fantastic at anatomy. Male, female, just spot on perfect. And so my favorite is when he would draw like more anatomical sketches, you know, like the naked Wolverines, because they were just basically, it was just anatomy with claws. So I loved his anatomy drawings, his anatomy sketches, you know, and just how simple they were, you know, simply done, but the power and weight that they held, because he was just so good at it. He could draw a naked character and there's the power. Like there's a I think it's in the case, the Centurion. Mm-hmm. Or no, the Spartan. And it's just with the helmet, and he's holding a spear and he's completely naked. And it's just a simple drawing, but you look at that and you're like, God damn. You know, you could feel the power emanating. It's just the back of a nude Centurion, because he was probably going to be putting armor on him at that point, but he just never got around to it. And just seeing the anatomy of it is just, that's my favorite. So all of it, like, I love his paintings, but his anatomy was my favorite. In real life and figuratively.
Mosh Wolf says, hey, Sammy.
How are you? Let's throw some stones on here. I'm gonna throw some red on here. You've got red on you. There's a couple red pieces on here.
Moshwolf says, I'm good, just hanging out until Justin gets home. How are you?
I'm good. I am just doing some paintings. Doing some remarks. Adding color. Honey, could you have more detail on this thing? Jeez. Trying to follow his rationale on this thing. It's not much of one. There's one right there. Nope, you are not sliding. Get up back up there. Bloop. 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 You gotta bloop as you go through. The blooping.
Did the same thing with sound effects for the smoke.
Like that. What would be the sound effect for the facial? Last night. Fuck you, Sally.
There's a lot of sounds. I could go to that one. I'm sorry, this normally doesn't happen.
I'm sorry. Can't believe I did that.
Just look where you don't want it.
Don't look. Okay. This was the mistake I made. Because I was tired.
Don't do it on the face.
I did not want the splatter to be on her face. So where did I look? Her face. Where did my hand go? Because hand-eye coordination, kersplat. That's what happened. So your hands go where your eyes go. And unfortunately, I gave Sally a facial last night.
Fuck you, Sally.
And that's immediately what I said. Because it was like, just blocked her entire face. For those of you that are just joining us and did not see last night's debacle of a stream. Fuck you. That was pretty funny, actually. I'm doing like a greeny, yellowy smoke. And I'm pretty much just using one brush for this. You know, this whole painting. It's a pretty versatile. Round brushes are pretty versatile. For those of you wanting any sort of actual artistic education from this stream tonight. And this is a leaf green. Not like Leaf Erikson, but just regular leaf. I'm going to come back in with my colored pencils and do more detail on her bodicey thing. But I just wanted to get some of this color out and down.
Mosh Wolf said, "I'm sad I missed it."
It's on YouTube. It's actually pretty funny. Put my hand in it.
Alright, Poodle Mama said, "One evening on Twitch, Tommy was giving an anatomy lesson. He was drawing a lean figure to highlight the musculature. And then he started talking about drawing fat figures, and so he started layering on fat over the muscles in the same pattern that a body stores its fat as it gains weight.
Yep.
It was a fascinating lesson."
Yes, it was. It's a great lesson. Most people don't. That's why a lot of artists, they don't have. Get out of there, you. That's why a lot of artists kind of like draw the same body, because they don't know how to draw other body types, because they don't know anatomy. You know. They, you know, like some comic book artists have one body they draw, and some comic book artists, you know, they have one body for man and one body for woman. That's it. And unfortunately, when you're a comic book artist, like, that works. But when you want to be I'm not going to say a real artist, but when you want to be an illustrator and you have to do a lot of different projects, that's not going to cut it. You know? I learned so much. Everything that I'm doing right now, I pretty much learned from Tommy. Not the art school I went to. Because I didn't really go to an art school. I thought I did. But like many others, that was a lie. Lies. Oh, lies. Like that. You like the green smoke?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like
what?
I can't wait to see like the full amount of all of the side smoke.
Yeah, all this. Yeah, all this is going to be. I'm not doing this smoke because that's more like, yeah. But I'm going to do the rest of this, like a little bit under here, all of this up here, just to kind of bring it together. And again, I'm using my Holbeins just because I don't need to use as much liquid or fluid pigment to stretch it. You know, I can use a little, gets me a long way, especially on this paper. And I'm just doing big washes, you know, and letting it fade out as much as I can have it. Coming in with more water and fading that out. Breaking that edge up. The hard part with painting on this kind of paper is it's not super absorbent. So you see it's dripping down a lot. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm not using the other pigment, because you have to kind of really get it in there, you know. I'm going to actually, so it doesn't take me 40 minutes, I'm going to switch brushes to an oval 1/2-inch wash brush. Just because it covers still soft squirrel fur, hair, whatever you want to call it. But it'll allow me to cover bigger pieces faster.
Mom says...
Your mom?
Yeah, my mom. Says, I remember the night I met Tommy, and he told me that a true artist doesn't have to go to art college.
That's right.
He told me that he had gotten his college degree in psychology.
Yep.
Good advice for when Connor was planning his college studies.
Yeah. Well, if you have an actual real working artist willing to show you the ropes, art is one of the few things that if you have it naturally, you know, it's not unless you want to work at a house, you know, like a corporate kind of situation, the myth of you needing a college degree is there, you know. It's just a myth of the modern culture. I mean, if you're going for like a corporate job where they actually give a crap about your, you know, about your schooling, then yeah. But as an artist, I've never been asked to see my degree. I've been asked to see my portfolio. None of them ever asked me, so what college did you go to? I've never been asked that getting an art job. Ever. They wanted to see my portfolio, and if I could do it, great. If I couldn't, I didn't get the job. That's the way it is. And modern generation mythos is that you have to go to college and get a degree. And that's not necessarily the case. Especially for artists. It's put up or shut up. If you can do it, awesome. If you can't, then you don't get the job. Somebody else that can will. You know?
And as you put it, with your experience of going to a college for art, student loans.
Yeah.
Like a collar, pretty much, that will never come
albatross. Off. They are my albatross. And not in a good way. It's the albatross around my neck. Yeah. Not that, now, on the side note, you know, that's not saying that I don't utilize what I learned in college, but I did not get taught what I wanted to learn. You know, I got taught programs. You know, I went to the art institutes and I got taught fucking programs when I thought I was going to be learning skills in art, and I just wasn't. You know, and one of the fucking professors even went online and grabbed a tutorial from gamasutra.com. They grabbed a free tutorial to teach us how to light or program or something. And you know, as a kid, you don't know any better, and you're like, oh, okay. As an adult, I look back on that and I'm like, what the fuck? I paid $1,000 for that, for something that I could have done for free? It was a big effing scam. It really was. Do I regret it? Some of me does. Some of me doesn't, because, like I said, I am utilizing the skills I learned, just not in the way that I anticipated. And I worked in the game industry as well, you know, and I realized I just wasn't my bag of crazy. I didn't love it. I love this. I love painting. I love doing illustrations. I don't love sitting in a cubicle hearing somebody chew on whatever sugar they've gotten from the break room, you know, and dragging vertices around for 8 hours doing this. Click, 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 click. You know?
Yeah, because you said you want to go there for concept.
I wanted to be a concept artist. Yeah. And I went thinking that I was going to learn concepting. And you, not saying you don't, but you have a couple classes, but most of it was all programs. You know, most of it was just, here, look at this program, learn this engine, learn this, learn that, you know. And they didn't teach you real concepting, you know. I had a handful of art classes, the rest was all programs. You know, I wanted high-end concepting, and I could have went to SCAD, because my first choice was SCAD. But the problem was I couldn't freaking afford it. SCAD was like, I think I owed, the art institutes I owed like 60 grand. SCAD would have been like 240 grand. Like, it would have been, like, the first semester was like 20 grand, you know, and I just couldn't afford it. I really couldn't. So I, you know, made my best choice, and then the other thing was, and this is in no way faulting my parents, but they were just as uneducated about the college process as I was. So they didn't know what needed to be looked at. You know, they didn't know what I needed to learn and what I didn't. We were just going off of what was said to us. And unfortunately, we just didn't have the proper information. And that's okay, it happens.
And wasn't it for your college years when you learned about design? Was it when you went to college when you learned about design?
No.
Was that working?
I mean, I learned a little bit of design, but most of my design and concepting skills were from Tom. Are 100% from Tommy. I actually met him. That's how I met him. I went to one of his 8-hour seminars on or 6-hour seminars, how to draw from your imagination. So I actually literally learned that. I mean, the first time I just googly-eyed stared at him. Like, I can't, if I look back and tell you what I remember from that class, aside from ogling Tommy, it was, we had to draw monkeys, oh no, we had to draw a gorilla, and then we had to draw, he made me draw a mix between a raptor and a queen, like a queen, like a royal queen. And I did not look at what I was drawing at all, and I just kind of stared at him the whole time. And by that I mean I just stared at him the whole time. And then he was like, oh, I'm gonna have classes at my house, so I would come over and he could try and have sex with me. And it worked. I mean, it took like a month and a half, but it worked. And that's how I became a studio assistant. Because I wanted to learn. And that's how I did it. Not having sex with him. I didn't learn from having sex with him. I learned from schlepping and doing exactly what you're doing for me. But, you know, now I can teach the How to Draw from Your Imagination course. You know, because I've taken it and participated in it for the last 8 years, pretty much. And but all my high-end concepting and design is half natural eye, half taught by I would say is natural eye and refined by Tommy, by what Tommy taught me. I didn't really learn design. I learned graphic design, you know, like how to set up packaging and stuff like that from college. You know, all the print stuff I actually learned in college. All of like the illustration design and stuff like that, I learned from Tommy. And now I pass it on to you, my Padawan. So that makes Tommy Qui-Gon. I'm Obi-Wan. That means you're Darth Vader. So try not to get Sierra pregnant with twins and then murder her by accident and then go hunting every other artist and slaughtering them. So
no.
you're the only one.
Being second-hand ruler to the artist empire.
Or I'm the evil emperor. I mean, whichever you want.
Well, I mean, that would make sense when you tell me to do stuff. Just like to do it. It's that hard.
Do it.
Do it.
Excellent.
But that means, depending on what stage you want to be in, you either have ginormous bunions under your eyes, or you get the upgrade in early 2000s and you don't look that bad.
I get the butt head. This conversation is very degraded.
What could be worse? Imagine who our Jar Jars are.
Who's our Jar Jar? Who would be our Jar Jar? That's a terrifying thought.
Uh-oh, who's gonna get thrown under the bus tonight?
I'm thinking. I'm like, Wayne? He's like our Eeyore Jar Jar. He's like a sad Jar Jar. We have silver in here.
So Wayne's just all other Gungans next to Jar Jar. It's like, yeah, like any other Gungan looking at Jar Jar, like, that's part of my race.
Right.
That's another me.
It's not like a Pokemon. Ooh, look at this. Copper. There's a copper one. Let's use the copper. I didn't know I had a copper. Copper, copper, copper. My trusty Derwent pencil sharpener / eraser. Like it is. See?
But Sammy, what about that fancy shark pencil sharpener?
This lead is too soft for it. It breaks every time.
That's just because it's a shark.
It is. It chews it down. It's got 2 sets of teeth. I don't know where my other ones are. My real art pencil sharpeners. Not my little travel guy. But I have my bag, my thing right here. Go right there. Alright. That's a little different. Yeah, I'm totally not putting in every single one of these. I like you, Justin, but not that much. But I will color it in. What do you think? Does the copper even show up?
It's very faint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I went to the Sammy Castillo School of Shading, and I can shade like a motherfucker. Well, it's just kind of accent to what's going on anyway. It's not meant to overpower the lace work. You know? It's meant to just kind of separate itself from her skin tone. And then we'll be done. What do you think?
That red for the jewels really stands out.
Mm-hmm. Because everything is so cold.
Mm-hmm.
So, you drew these little circle-y doodad joints just cause. Like, I don't... Like, it had a rhyme and reason, and then somewhere it just kind of went... Blah, 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 you know. But I know how my husband thinks, so I knew where they would be. You know, logically speaking. Then we'll do this to create closure. This is a metal collar. There we go. Oh, one more thing. One last thing. we go. Ta-da! What do you think? What do you think, Justin? Where's my marker? Can you see it all?
Mm-hmm. You can see it.
Is that better? Can you see the whole thing now?
You can see, yeah.
Boom!
Do you know if
What?
This right at the top,
Yeah?
the top of the smoke, it forms like
Here?
an S right up there.
This?
Yeah, it forms like S.
Yeah?
Does it say sex? S-E-X? Right there? Do you think that was intentional?
I don't know. I don't know.
But you see it?
Yeah, where like this is an E.
The hand really forms
And that's
the E.
a X. I don't think it's intentional.
It's like the curve of that smoke really forms an S pretty well. Is this because like looking at the piece is right there where her hands are, it just formed an S?
Yeah,
So
no.
That's what's just popping out to me.
He would be more oblivious, or he wouldn't be as obscure as that. Like this is about as obscure as he got.
Like the
Lion.
yeah. I feel like it's just like the Lion King with the stars going across, and it just forms the word
the
sex.
petals. It actually is supposed to say
says
SFX, but that was poorly executed. Are we getting a yay or a nay on this, or what?
Nothing yet.
Well, fine. I guess he doesn't like it.
It looks great.
Good. I signed it for you, too. All right. Hook me up with Icarus, please. We's are doing Ichabus. And by Ichabus, I mean Icarus. Like Icarus. How's that? Can you see that?
Yeah, it's good.
Where did I put that tape? I just peeled it off. I'm gonna do this real quick because it's down here. Can you see him at all?
You can see him perfect.
Perfect?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. I'm just gonna tape this to the top here. Just because I don't want it to flutter away. Okay. Let me ponder this for a second and let's go. What color should we make his feathers? I know. Oh wait, let's not use that one right. La, la, la. I think in the original tale it was bird. Obviously they're bird feathers, but I mean like eagle or something like that. Was it eagle?
I think.
I love Tommy draws Icarus all the time. I really like his Icarus. I think because it kind of reminds me of him. You know? When you touch greatness to the degree that Tommy did, you reach your hands up so far you get burned and fall, so to speak. Speaking of anatomy. Excellent anatomy on Icarus here. Does it say what kind of bird? No?
It just says feathers and wax.
Just feathers and wax.
Yes, over and over again.
For those of you artists out there that want to know how I'm getting such an awesome skin tone, it is a mix between Indian red, burnt sienna, and yellow ochre. And then it's really, really watered down, so it's nothing more than a glaze. And you get that perfect skin tone. So there is absolutely no need to buy skin tone, because you just water down your burnt sienna and you throw in some yellow, a little bit of yellow ochre, and you are all set. Did you know that, Connor?
I do now.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Slouching because it's all super down here. Oh, I'm an asshole.
Ghost Tommy's like, if only that thing moved.
If only it moved, Sam. If only we spent hundreds of dollars on a $5,000 table. Can you guys see? Am I blocking it with my head?
No, you're good.
Far enough back?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, in Dragon's Myth and Mayhem, he did a lot of the Greek mythology, Greek tales. He loved mythology. And it's an excellent source of art material. I had to draw Hermes. That was hard as shit. The Tale of Hermes. You know? Was that a dog?
No, they're...
Are they both sleeping?
Yeah.
Fucking mosquito. Okay, now so now what we do, because we want to get that white, that light coming in, we paint this first with the streams of light, you know, and then that way when we come in with our color for the feathers, we can, you know, we can fade out. Does that make sense? We can fade into the light. So instead of me painting around the light, I'll just paint the light first and paint over it. And we're gonna go with a nice kind of saturated color.
Now, at one point, were all of the pieces, or all the, were all the pieces in the Dragon Myth and Mayhem book?
No.
Prints, or was it just a select?
Say that
few?
again.
Were all the pieces in the Dragon's
Myth and Mayhem?
Yeah. Were all the
Black and whites?
Were they all prints at one point, or was just a few of them were prints?
Only some of them were prints. The rest were in the book, so that it encouraged people to buy the book. I don't have enough time to go back and forth, especially like this. Yeah. So Tommy did this book, and it was supposed to be actually a booby book, and he didn't want to do a booby book. So he did a bunch of Greek mythology, and the publisher was like, yeah, no. So he added more girls to it, like all the dragon girls.
Mm-hmm.
But that meant all the other Greek ones were booted. So some of them that are black and white, like I think Hecate, or not Hecate. One of them is not actually in. A couple of them are not in Dragon's Myth and Mayhem. The one that's on the sign behind you, that was behind you, with the girl and the blue demon chick, she was actually the original cover, and they didn't like that as a cover, and they went for the one that Tommy actually didn't want as the cover instead. But it was the beginning of his. It wasn't the beginning of his career, but it was his first solo art book, and they said, "This is what we want, and we're paying for it, so this is what we get." And he said, "You're right. You are right." Now, you can obviously tell what I'm doing. I'm obviously brushing in the way of the light to create variation in the light with the ink wash. Do you see? You see how now that looks kind of like a foggy light coming down?
Yeah.
And because I'm getting a bunch and then mixing it with the colors and then remixing it, and you get a same colors, you just get a subtle variation in the colors, because I don't mix every time the same, because I'm just using a couple brush stroke, couple seconds in this one, couple of seconds in that one. And I'm not starting, like big, long strokes. And I'm starting from different levels,
So doing the longer strokes helps I feel like the light is actually
the
stretching
movement,
itself. Yeah.
yes. And that's what you want to get. If I had painted this big and solid, it would be completely boring.
And then like the different hues of the yellow.
Yeah.
Like, different intensities of light that are coming through.
That's right. You got it, kid. You got it. You definitely got it. The one thing I am doing, though, is I'm separating the outline, Oh, this is... My brush keeps getting super dry and breaking apart more than I want it to. And I'm gonna make it. Pardon me while I paint your face, Photo Sam. I don't know if they can see this.
It's like barely coming through for the top corner, but like you can see
all the color.
Yeah.
And there you go. We changed the intensity, so it's really yellow, and then it fades lighter. See?
Like the light's dispersing over.
Yep.
Yeah. And is it harder to do those longer brush strokes? Because you have to have a lot more water in your brush to get to the full coverage. So you have to be a lot more sensitive.
Yeah, and I'm not pressing hard, and that's why I'm using a wash brush, because it holds a lot more water than a stiff, bristled brush, And I did a round flat as opposed to a big round wash, like a quill, or a big square one, because I don't want a harsh.
You get softer edges.
Yeah, I want a softer edge. And when you're doing it this way, you just gotta have conviction.
Yeah.
You can't pussyfoot around this. And now I'm gonna come back in with a little bit of the darker, and extend even past, because I'm not painting everything. I'm extending past where he put the lines. I'm extending the color past. See it?
Just like the light actually is shining.
Yes, because I'm going to be, I'm going to also be putting it against his skin. And like I said, because I'm not painting all of it, I'm painting accents, that color now is an accent, you know? So I want to be able to come in with my yellow and add some yellow to the highlight of his leg. See? See how that warms him up now?
It really puts him in the light.
That's right.
Yeah.
It definitely does. You know. And I'm just using my wash brush. You know. And I'm even going to go into here, into the white of the robe, because I'm going to color this. I don't know what color I'm going to do, but I'm going to color it. So I'm actually just throwing down big washes of light, and then with the whatever color I use, I'll be painting over that. So I'm layering. I'm going from light to dark. You know? So that way I can paint around my highlights. Same thing with his head, with his hair. Now you want to put it right here, right? The highlight. But remember, you got to create separation on him from this light. And in pencil, that's the line. So you don't want to put your highlight right next to another highlight. You want to put shadow next to highlight. So you come down a little bit. You know. Same thing right here. You see what I'm talking about?
Instead of getting the outer edge of it.
Right, the outer edge should be shadowed.
That separation
yeah, you should always put a highlight next to shadow. But even still, you see, I don't have anything else colored, but you see the light? You see how different it is?
Like right there on the legs and the cloth draped over them, it really brings
and you know, that's the important thing. Like, you know, I could also go in and highlight every single one of these guys, you know. And I'm going to just do little washes so that they can show light, you know. I'm just going to do a wash here and there, you know, to show that the light is hitting them, just like it's hitting him. Any talking?
No, it's quiet.
It's a quiet night.
Yeah.
It's all good. You get to learn. So I'm just really just where the highlights in the pencil are is where I'm putting.
Where you're laying down that.
But just the color. Yeah. Yep. It doesn't need to be perfect because I'm going to go over it with color anyway. You know, but I need to have that under there so I know where the light hits.
Now, do you have to make sure that yellow undertone is pretty intense, so when you go over with another color, that it doesn't just disappear underneath it?
Well, you know, that's the thing.
Since you're doing a wash,
I'm doing a wash. It's just a glaze, basically. And that's the thing, is I'm not going to paint over the entirety of
that yellow.
Because it's my highlight on a lot of this. You see, I'm just going where the light already is. It's interesting. That's funny. Painting this, I found my printing mistakes. I'm like, hey, most people would probably never even notice. But I'm like, ah, shit. That's where that went wrong. You know, and I just did a general wash. Same color I used here. Because that's what ties this all together. You know? And, add some color here. You know? I'm going to put some down here. There you go. See? I'm going to let that dry for a second. And let's see, I don't want to make the wings white, because that's fucking boring. I know what I'm going to do. Alright. This real quick. And actually, I'm just going to use a different brush. Let's use this one. What's our color theory? What's the color theory? So if I'm gonna make, if the light is warm, what color do you think the wings should be?
Should be warm color as well.
Do you feel that would stand out? That warm? Warm against warm, does that stand out?
Use cooler colors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? Which I'm already doing, but what does that mean for our tunic? Dark or warm? Because the warm is going to stand out over the cold. And even though you see how the light is still affected, you know, that the tunic color is still affected by the yellow underneath. So it doesn't disappear at all by any means. It just gets
because you don't go entirely over that yellow, as you said.
Right, as you can see, I'm leaving the high points. Mm-hmm. So your eye is actually reading the yellow through the red. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I didn't put any down here, it's a more pure color. For those of you that care about color theory. I'm just going to put this in here. And it all kind of just fades into nothing. So we're going to take it and we're going to fade the color back to the white. Like this. See? Just fade that out. Ta-da! We have a tunic. Now I actually might come in with a little bit of the paint. Is that Payne's Gray? There's Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray. Might come in with a little bit of blue and Payne's Gray. And kind of cool out some of these shadows a little bit more. Create a little bit more interest. Just washes on them. Just so it creates a separation from the cold. See the difference?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a powerful, super saturated color. It's just a general wash. But you see the separation now? Mm-hmm. So you have...
Like, since most of your light is warm, you have to have your...
Shadows should be cool.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Doesn't matter how cool they are. You know, like in terms of is it purple or blue. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Usually we use... by we, I mean Tommy and I. Mostly because I learned it from Tommy. Take credit for that. To use, like, either Payne's Gray and Dioxazine Purple or the blue. You know? Mm-hmm. Since I'm going to make the wings blue-ish, like a darky blue color, I'm going to, you know... I'm going to make the shadows blue too. Kind of tie it all together. Now, if I were painting this, like the sky and everything, I wouldn't make these blue because I'd make the sky super blue. And then I would make these probably white. And then I would make this just a much bolder yellow. But since I'm just doing this, it's not necessary to do that, you know, it's not... The color choices are different, you know, because I'm doing a different process. And I'm even going to bring the blue into the skin, right here, into the shadows that fade out. I don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Yeah, a lot of the colors are a lot more faded on the capture. Now, when you have your light source, of course, which is any piece, but when it's so visible like that, wouldn't your shadows normally be the complementary of it, or is it normally just?
Not necessarily. My complementary of this, of yellow, would be purple or violet. Yeah. But by using the blue, you're mimicking the sky because I'm not painting in the sky. So I want that blue to be in there mimicking the color of the sky. And, in reality, it's whatever cold color I want. So if I decide I want to fucking put green highlights or green shadows, I can do green shadows. And the blue is actually complementary to his skin. But no, you don't necessarily need to use the complementary color for shadow. You do not. Oh, she can get down herself.
She's just whining and standing right there at the edge.
Yeah, I know. She'll get down. What do you think, Justin? Oh, jumping down? Yeah, don't let him jump down. So, yeah, you don't necessarily... It's whatever your color scheme is. And my color scheme is, really is complementary with actually my color theory is actually a primary colors. Because I'm using blue and yellow and red. So really I have a primary color scheme. Because this is just yellow and red. And then I'm using blue for the shadows on everything. So in reality, that's my color scheme is just my primaries. So you see how much you can do with just your primary colors? And I put too much blue on that. But also using a blue, when you go out, okay, and here's the other thing. The reason I did blue is based on the lighting and the shadows. What time of day is it? That's right, Uzi. Well, what time of day is it?
Is it sometimes evening or the evening time?
Well, does it look like it's evening time? Think about the story. Look at the whole piece, not just the shadows, but look at the concept of the whole piece.
I suppose it's for how dark it normally is. I wouldn't say it would look like a morning.
Well, it's
early morning.
It's actually it's because it's a pencil piece. But look at look at the sun. Where's the sun? High in the sky, right? So it's afternoon. It's probably around noon when the sun's at its highest, just like in the myth. Right? Because that's the myth. Yeah. When the sun's at its highest, the sun beats down, melts the wings, they plummet to their death.
I was just thrown off because from where the light source was coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I thought it was more evening because I assumed that might have been the moon.
No, it's during the day. But during noon, right? What are the highlights? Or, I mean, what are the shadows? What color are the shadows?
It's more bluer.
And when it's dusk, what color are the shadows? It's not a trick question. Just see if you understand where I'm coming from. Just think about it.
You know, like violets? Purplish?
That's right. So if this is supposed to be high noon or afternoonish, you would put more blue highlights to recognize that it's during the day. Mm-hmm. But if I wanted it to be sunset, sunrise, I would use more purple, violet highlights or shadows. So it's all about thinking about your time of day as much as it is your color theory. You know, if I wanted it to look like a, you know, hot, sticky summer day, you know, oh, I just fucking put purple in there. I would use the, you know, I would probably use lots of oranges and lots of yellows, lots of oranges, and make it real warm, you know? Just so I can create that separation. Did he say he liked this, or is he even saying anything?
The last comment, which was like probably 10 to 15 minutes ago, was just looks great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Too much water. Yep. Hi, Oliver. Yep. I know. I'm a terrible person because I'm not spending time with you right now. I know. Shh. My shadows are running away from me. I have too much water. And I'm going to just create that separation with some colored pencil. Let's get some color in here.
Poodle Mama says, this is great. It seems like it needs a balance somewhere to reduce the effect of the huge light. I probably don't have the words to express my thoughts. Maybe some color in the sky? And she also asks, can someone help me here?
No, I know what she means. Yeah, I know. Ordinarily, I would. Ordinarily, I would if I was painting this whole piece. But this is a remark, so I'm painting. When you paint for a remark, which is a lot, or just doing it the way that I'm doing it, not what Tommy considered a remark, you're painting for emphasis.
Just more accents than.
So you're painting. I want you to look at certain places. So I want it to be heavy because I want you to look at that light first, and then look. I want your eye to be here and go down to him. But yes, ordinarily you would need a balance to this. So I would actually, to balance this, I'd paint that super blue. Yeah, I would definitely do that. You are right, my dear. And I'm not using a big wash brush at the moment because I want to get these feathery edges, and this brush is kind of shaped like that as it is. And I'm painting from the shadows out. So I'm putting my deepest color at the deepest part of the shadow and then blending it out.
Poodle Mama said, got it. Forgot that it was a remark.
It's all good. You get one. Yep. Yeah, painting for remarks and emphasis is a lot different. You know, it's a lot different than painting for completion. Because where you put color is where you look. Now I'm taking my oval wash brush and just painting back into this. Filling this whole section quickly. Are you learning stuff, kid?
I am.
So you see how I put that blue, and now it's seeping through the light?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This brush keeps separating weird.
Also, I like on the left side where the shadow comes through and it's softly hitting the light. It's where just it comes together pretty well.
Here or here?
Left side.
Here?
Down at the bottom where under his hand. Because you have that dark
Mm-hmm.
shadow coming through, and then it just goes out and it softly hits the yellow light.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. That's how we roll at the Castillo Studios. That's how we roll. I'm trying not to work too much into the into one area so it's all bubbly and sinks down on me. This is one of my favorites from Dragon's Myth and Mayhem. Actually. Is that funny? That's why I think I'm taking my time on this, because I really like it. It's one of my favorites. There's the black. Okay. It's Payne's Gray. So Payne's Gray has blue in it on its own. It's like a bluey black. So I'm actually going to use that to kind of finish the pieces, the feathers. So it's not going to be the same intensity, but it will create separation on them. And then I'll come in with some colored pencil if I feel necessary. But I'm going in the direction of the flowers, in the feathers, you know, and I'm just kind of blending in that light source that I added in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's really dark. And I'm going to darken that area up a little bit too, just to run that in better, create better separation. There we go. Again, the feathers behind other feathers get the darker pigment, and then you blend up. See it?
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're painting for emphasis. So we're not painting for you know, completion. We're painting for, wow, that looks awesome with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's
like you're
kind
painting
of,
for the one spot that captures your eye the most.
that's right. I'm painting for impact.
Yeah.
And that's actually really hard to know what to paint and how to paint it, to be honest with you. You know, if you don't really get the impact of the idea of the piece,
Mm-hmm.
or know how to think to achieve it, you lose. You won't know kind of what to paint.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like other artists have gone and colored Tommy's work for impact, mostly because they couldn't afford Tommy's full piece and they bought a print and they wanted somebody else to color it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the artist was, you know, the colorist that did it, and I've seen many of them, they just don't know how to think like an artist, like a painter.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy drew like a painter. He drew this to paint, you know? So you have light source after, you know, whatever. And if you don't know how that thought process goes, you don't know how to color it. And unluckily, however you want to call it, I knew how I knew his thought process. I knew how he thought. especially when he was painting. You know, so I can safely come in here after the fact and, you know, after that he's gone and sit here and go, oh yeah, this is what he was doing. Like, you notice how I surrounded this area with all dark?
Mm-hmm. And now it pushes the emphasis on his hand.
That's right. Why? Do you know why?
Just because of the separation between the two?
No. What does his hand show? It's okay. Think about it. I'm not rushing for an answer.
I'm trying to find the words to put it. Like, it looks like it. Like, I don't want to say it looks like he's dead, but it pushes like it's like
shows tension, shows emotion. Look at his hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's shows tension. Yeah. It shows the emotion of him reaching up for the light.
The only word I thought of was reaching.
Yeah. He's reaching back up for the light. So most artists wouldn't even think of that. Or most...
Like where to put the emphasis.
That's right.
The most amount of impact.
Right. And it's on him. The impact is him. That's why he has the most color. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not done yet. I'm going to go back in. I have to wait for the rest of it to dry. But hi, Oliver. But that's... You know, that's what I'm saying is I know Tommy's thought processes when he made drawing and design decisions, because he taught me everything I knew. So I know how to come back in with light and shadow and create and focus on what needs to be focused on. I'm going to come back in with colored pencil or whiteout and separate this better. Since I've thrown color down on top of it, there's lack of separation now. That needs to be there. So I'm going to stop hitting me, Oliver. Oliver is now losing air, everyone. It is the Oliver requires massive amounts of attention time. Did you just fart? You smell. Dog farts. Dog farts. Come here, dog fart. Come here, farty dog. Good job. Okay. So what color do you want to make his hair? Licking the brush? That's fair. He's like, it's got water on it. You want to lick the brush? There you go. How's that working out for you, Oliver? Is that nice and dirty water? Here. Lay comfortably on me and you will be my paper towel holder. I'm giving him reddish browny hair. Why? I don't know. That's what I decided. Maybe I want a redhead today. I'll probably come back in with colored pencil and separate them a bit better. Separate the color.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to come in with burnt umber. You see all these strappings?
Mm-hmm.
It's all going to be burnt umber. Because it's all the leather strappings that held everything together. That's tangled around him. See that?
Justin said, "Be right back," and then Pudamama mentioned, said, "I have to leave now. Thanks, Sammy and Connor."
Bye. I don't know how long we've been streaming for.
We are at 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Alright, that's not too bad. Took some of this burnt umber into his hair. You big. Lucy just burped. She's like, "Brr." Take that burnt umber and put it back into his sandal. Anything interesting? No?
No.
Somebody trolling? Hmm?
I'm trying to read the name because it popped up in black, but I can't.
What'd they say?
It was just an artistic TV. Just
Huh?
Just put up a little picture of a skull.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Neat, huh? Alright, and let me just get that over there. How's that working out, Oliver? Are you comfortable? You good? Alright. Some colored pencils. What's that one? And we'll go with... Do I have a dark brown? I need a dark brown. Apparently that's dark brown. That does not look dark brown to me, but that's what we'll use, I guess. And Payne's gray. A dark brown. Oh, there we go. So I guess that'll work. Oh, I missed some. Alright. Oh, tell me she's crying now because I have Oliver in my lap. Is she staring at me?
She's staring at me.
Oh, she wants you to pick her up. Cool, huh?
Mm-hmm. You're just adding the separation now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really don't have to add too much in the separation.
Mm-hmm.
Like on him, just where the light hits. You know?
Like that shadow you said. That.
Yep, and I'm going to outline the hand to just create further separation. You know, so that you see the emphasis on it. And I'm just using a warm gray. Because I put that Payne's gray down, it kind of goes right into it.
Mm-hmm.
See? See how that separates now?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to basically take the line all the way down, interrupting it for any raised light. You know what I mean? So like right there, right there. Just separate it. Are you done? Thank you. And really just push those shadows back. Help push them back. See where I'm putting the gray? Just pushes that leg forward. The outline, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
See? I'm going to do the same thing right here. Because that is working pretty well. I don't really feel like I need to come in with the white, you know, to do that.
Mm-hmm.
See how that separated it?
That's strong separation.
That's right. That's exactly it, you know. And then I just want to kind of come in here and emphasize the shadow on his face down here. Just create some extra depth in this shadow.
Mm-hmm.
To you know, just to help push things back a little bit more, you know.
It's almost like you're adding more shape to the shadow.
That's right, I am.
Yeah.
I am. Because I'm coming in with a warm gray. Doesn't look warm, it looks blue compared to everything else. But I'm coming in with a warm gray. And I'm just, what I'm doing is I'm adding the gray to push it back.
Mm-hmm.
I think my head's blocking where I'm working right now.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah.
But I'm adding the color, especially around the hand, where it needs. And it's pushing the hand forward and pushing the background back. See?
Mm-hmm.
And even here, where this little bit of shadow was, you know, to create the separation. See that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the capture, the colors are kind of a little, like, faded.
Yeah.
But that shadow really pushes everything out.
Mm-hmm.
It makes him stand out more in, like, where the shadows are.
That's right. That's right. It's all about pushing. Shadows are all about form and pushing and pulling. That's what light is all about. Pushing and pulling. You know? And now that I added that extra shadow here, that stands out so much more.
Separation between.
That's right. That's right. I can even do it up here. You know, if I wanted to push these forward, push the sky back, or even push these back behind the ray.
Mm-hmm.
Come in and just create that separation. Really push these guys back more. Push these forward more. Now, it's not necessarily about redrawing what's here, you know. It's all about light and shadow, pushing and pulling. You know, these guys want to go back. These guys want to be forward.
And doing that pushes the light, too.
That's right. You got it. And I'm not really pressing hard on the colored pencil. I'm just kind of just going back in to the shadows. You know, I'm coloring over line work, but because of the coloring that we have...
You're not, like, going over the line work to where it just disappears entirely.
Right. That's right. That's right. And actually, this wing goes in front of him, so I wouldn't color this dark because then it would push it back and make it even with this. So I would leave this exactly the way it is. And there you have it. There is Icarus. Not bad, huh? I just keep seeing more shadow that needs to go back. There you go. Ta-da! And there's Icarus. And I'm going to sign right next to Tommy. What do we think of Icarus?
Zentino says, the difference before the color and after is astounding. Really awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And then Justin said, don't forget the water the light hits.
Don't forget the water the light hits? Alright. Alright, let me just line this. That's right, I believe we did talk about that. Give me 1 second. I will do that for you. We talked about that at the show. Let me grab my palette real quick. Oliver, why didn't you remind me about that? You're slacking, dog. Oliver was supposed to remind me about that. Oliver. I don't know, can you see me using Oliver as a palette?
Just a little bit in the second cam.
He's like, I love you, Mom. There we go.
As long as you hold me, you can use me as a palette anytime.
That's right. I don't know, can they see this?
Yeah, you're good.
There we go. Ta-da! There's the light that the water hits. The water that the light hits. Because he's blocking most of this, so that's where it would be. Ta-da! What do you think, Justin? Oh, you know what? I wanted to do that. That reminds me. It's Utrooper. Okay. I wanted to do the birds. Because I think that'd be cool to kind of brush in those birds. Same? The birds?
I thought those were like feathers that were flying.
No, they're birds. They look like birds.
Yeah, I thought they were just like the feathers that were falling from like the impact and like.
Yeah, but they look like birds. So that's what we're gonna. Let's go paint in here.
Justin said, "Awesome sauce."
Awesome sauce. And we're just gonna let that dry for a second. I'm gonna show you a trick. So we're just gonna let these dry for like one super quick second, and then we're gonna go and take the intensity out of them. See? Doesn't that look like a bird? Doesn't it?
I can see it. Yeah.
There we go. Done. I got hectate. We got Leviathan and hectate still to do for you. Maybe I'll print those out and do them maybe tomorrow. But I think that's the end of our stream. And I'm tired. Oliver's tired. Connor, are you tired?
I have to drive home, so I'm not tired at all.
That's good. And I will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be doing more of these guys. I got 2 more of these guys to do. And I think that's pretty much it. So, I'm going to try and put some stuff up on eBay tomorrow. Get some remarks up. I've got a Harley Quinn, a Poison Ivy, Joker, Batman that I'm probably going to finish during the day. And, yeah, that's all I got. So, anybody have any last comments, questions? I shall wait a moment. Oliver, do you have any comments, questions, concerns? No? Okay. And my shoulder's sore. Again. Sorry, Michelle. Nothing?
Nothing yet.
Alright. Well, thank you all for joining me and letting me coming into my studio, mine and Tommy's studio, the Castillo studio. I know it's not the same and I don't have the same words of wisdom that Tommy always did, but thanks for taking the next step of my journey with me and Connor. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.